What's up, guys? Gaming Josh HD here, bringing you transfer headlines on the 27th of August. This is the first Monday, or the last Monday of the transfer window, so hopefully there'll be a lot of moves in the next week to come. And yeah, so hopefully there'll be big moves. Well, there's already been a big move today. That's for obviously sure. Luka Modric has joined Real Madrid for a fee around 29 million, which is 37 million euros. Um, it's obviously going to be a good sign for Real Madrid, no doubt about it. He's such a top class player. But Tottenham are going to definitely miss him. You can see they're missing him by the way that they're playing at the minute. They don't have Harry Redknapp. They don't have Luka Modric. There's a big change for them over the course of the season. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Tottenham will obviously finish in the top four again because their side does deserve to finish in the top four. So hopefully, fingers crossed they will. Straight after Real Madrid lost to Getafe 2-1, Jose Mourinho rang up the chairman of Real Madrid and told him to buy Modric at whatever cost and whatever, anything really. So obviously Tottenham had a 29 million asking price and they stuck at it. They did not move. They not for anyone. So obviously I think it's Dan Levy. I'm not too sure on his name. The chairman of Tottenham. So he obviously got the phone call, and and the chairman said, "How much do you want for him?" Daniel Levy said, "Obviously 29 million." So I said, "Okay, let's get it sorted out, all the paperwork, blah blah blah." So obviously Modric has flown over to Madrid today, and he's going to agree a fee with Real Madrid and obviously go through the medical contracts, blah blah blah. So so that's going to be good for Real Madrid, and it's going to be a good deal for Tottenham because they get a lot of money out of him. Stoke City is the next story. Stoke City have pulled out of the Tom Huddlestone deal, according to Daily Mirror, because Spurs wanted a loan fee and a callback clause. So a loan fee is which literally is where you loan them and you have to pay the amount at the end of the loan thing to buy them, and a callback clause. What the callback clause means, they can call him back wherever they really want. It could be in January, it could be in March, whenever. And so obviously nobody's really gonna want to get Tom Hiddleston if they're putting stuff like that into the offer, because that's pretty risky if you want to buy him, unless you've got a lot of backup centre midfielders. The next story is another Tottenham story, and this is the last Tottenham story. Leandro Damiao, I think that's how you say his name, plays for Internacional, a Brazilian striker, could be on his way to Tottenham Hotspur in the next couple of days for £23 million. Obviously going to be putting their some Luka Modric money to good use. That's going to be a really good deal. I feel they're missing a good striker. Adebayor is not really a top class striker. On his days he's fantastic, but he hasn't been performing that well in past couple of days. But once Tottenham did bring on Adebayor, they obviously scored with Vasil Koto, so I don't really know what they do there, but I think they definitely need Leandro Damiao, as he is a top class striker, as he proved in the Olympics. And obviously there's going to be this is like a two deal. They obviously and Spurs have put in a bid for Shakhtar Donetsk attacker Williams. I think that's how you say his name. He's a Brazilian, obviously attacker. And that bid has been rejected from Shakhtar Donetsk, and I think they're asking for around 20 million. Obviously they bid 15 to 16, so obviously not really good there for Tottenham, as they do need to bring in a couple of attackers to liven up their attack, because they've got Gareth Bale, they've got Leonard, and all the defenders know how to defend against them now. So obviously, if you bring in a new player, that's going to help those players to do different things and stuff like that. So yeah, so Everton and Aston Villa are battling out for Wolves striker Kevin Doyle. I feel like Aston Villa need him more than Everton do. But loads of people are saying, oh, Aston Villa are going to get relegated. I don't think they're going to get relegated. They've got like 5 to 6 players injured, and yeah, so obviously I don't think they will get relegated. I think Norwich and QPR will get relegated if somebody else, not Aston Villa. Probably Norwich QPR will do, I would say. Because, yeah, Aston Villa, I don't think they will. If they get Kevin Doyle, it'll be fantastic. There's going to be a good striker at the club. You know, Doubting Bed hasn't been performing since he got injured. Like Ballahor, he's not really a striker anymore. You know, they haven't got many strikers left, you know. They need to get their squad back from when Martin O'Neill like obviously had it like with the Larson, the Youngs, the Milners, you know, the Gareth Barrys, those type of players, because you know that they were really key for Aston Villa, and that's how they got up into like Europe spots. So yeah, so hopefully Aston Villa will stay up. In Everton, obviously, I don't feel like they need to get another striker out, as they do have Jelic and Mirallas and obviously Manichubi already. Like there's the three there, so Kevin Doyle will obviously slot in with the Morales, I guess, but I don't really know because they play a 4-4-1-1 with Fellaini just behind Jelic, so I really do not know. Right, next story. I don't think this is actually happened, but it's from the newspaper. Can't remember what newspaper it is. Blackburn have bidded 4 million for Ricky Lambert. Why on earth would Ricky Lambert want to go down to the Championship versus in the Premier League? Why? Blackburn, obviously, they've got Colin Kazim Richards, who scored a load of goals for them in the pre-season and in the league this year. So I don't feel like they are lacking a striker. I don't know if Yakubu is still there or not. Didn't really take any interest in the Championship transfers so far this year. So I think Yakubu's a top class striker. Hopefully, will go to the Premier League if he's been like a free agent and stuff like that. So on to the next story. Arsenal are considering putting a £15 million bid on Yohan Cabaye, and I feel they need Yohan Cabaye or a player like Yohan Cabaye, like Jan Mavia or Yohan Cabaye. You know, that's sitting centre midfielder who can like obviously score free kicks, because the free kicks that I saw against Stoke were absolutely dreadful. It was ridiculous. Mikel Arteta's one was just rubbish. He shot at Begovic's side of the goal, and it just didn't even go through the wall. So really bad free kicks from Mikel Arteta. I think Podolski's quite a good free kick taker. We haven't seen him yet. Santi Cazorla is a good free kick taker, even though he did not show it in the Stoke City game. So hopefully, I feel like once how they've lost Alex Sol and Van Persie in one season. If they just lost Van Persie this season and Alex Sol maybe next season, I think that would have benefited them more. But as they have obviously lost both in one season, it's going to be a tough job to replace them. So if they do get obviously Johan Cabaye for the amount of money that they pretty much sold Alex Sol for, I think they'll obviously benefit off that, because Johan Cabaye is a sitting midfielder, and I don't think Abu Diaby does that job really well. So yeah, the next story is obviously a European story. Javi Martinez is hopeful that Bayern Munich and Athletic Bilbao will agree a deal sometime in obviously the near future. Obviously, Javi Martinez is a really good defender for Athletic Bilbao, and obviously as Athletic Bilbao have played so well in Europe this year, all of their key players, are going to obviously go to bigger clubs, because they know obviously that they're really good and they can play in bigger clubs that obviously can get to in this case, can get to the Champions League final. So obviously, with Javi Martinez and Bayern Munich's defence, I think that would be really strong defence for Bayern Munich. The next story is a Manchester United story. Manchester United apparently going to buy Liam Moore of Leicester City. To be honest, I don't even know who Liam Moore is. I don't really follow the Championship that much. Apparently he's a really solid centre back. Obviously we need centre backs as Smalling, Jones and Ferdinand are injured, and we've only got Michael Carrick to sit in there. And if Michael Carrick gets injured, God knows who will help us. We'll have to play like 3 at the back or something. So hopefully we can get us new centre back, half decent one. Hopefully we can get like a Phil Jones or Chris Smalling, like those players were. Because they were unknown players once we signed them, and now they're like pretty well known players. So hopefully we'll obviously get a new centre back that's half decent, and hopefully he'll obviously not concede any goals and be quite solid for us until the players come back. And obviously Johnny Evans is injured as well, so 4 centre backs out injured, which is ridiculous. And this is why I think we lose the leagues all the time, because we just don't have any centre backs to cover. And as you can see, we nearly lost against like Fulham, and to be honest, it was a centre back issue because we lost to Everton, because Michael Carrick's not the tallest man in the world. If we had Ferdinand or Smalling on him, he would have headed it out. But Fellaini is just such a class player, I can't believe he's still playing for Everton, because he's such a good player. He should be playing like for a good like Champions League team, I reckon. Same with Moussa Dembele, really good players there, Belgian players. For obviously Fulham and Everton. The next story is a QPR story. The QPR two-way loan deal involving Stefan Mbia and Joey Barton could be done very, very soon. Obviously, Marseille having to cut down on their wages because they don't have a lot of money. So that's why they're selling, or they did try to sell Mbia, but QPR decided to take him on loan. And obviously Barton sent a tweet out yesterday saying that he would like to go out to Marseille. So obviously he will probably benefit from that, as it's a new league to him, and hopefully he doesn't muck it up like he did in the Premier League. And another one of the QPR, there's like 2 QPRs. QPR have resurrected their bids for Spurs centre back Michael Dawson and a loan move for Ricardo Carvalho. So obviously trying to strengthen up their defence. I don't know why they're buying 2, because I think Anton Ferdinand's a solid centre back. So I think they don't really need another centre back, because, or 2 centre backs for that matter, because obviously Michael Dawson, I reckon he should stay at Tottenham. I don't know why Andre Villas-Boas is selling him, because he's such a good centre back, their captain and stuff. So hopefully that obviously he won't move, and Ricardo Carvalho needs to move, because there's a massive dust up at Real Madrid and stuff like that. And the last story for today is, 30 minutes. Alan Pardew still wants Andy Carroll at the Sports Direct Arena by the end of the transfer window. Apparently they're putting in the last bid of a £17 million, but I think that they might go on loan to them, because he's a top class striker, and you may not say, 35 million, or he hasn't scored many goals, has he? But no, because the reason he hasn't scored goals is he hasn't had the opportunity and stuff like that. 35 million, I think Liverpool overpaid tremendously on him. He was good, but you don't pay 35 million for somebody who was had a good season like that. You have to just monitor them. And I understand that they have to bid on like that amount of money because loads of other clubs are interested, but you just don't bid a high amount, like £35 million. That's only like 15 off for Fernando Torres, which is ridiculous. So so this has been transfer headlines on the 27th of August 2012. So I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. Obviously one will be up later, and on Game Josh XD I'll obviously post up the Training to the Team episode 12. So we'll say thanks for watching, guys, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later. So thanks for watching and peace.